Mike Byer at District Court in Lexington, where the case of a murder suspect has been waived to a grand jury.
It is Super Tuesday and Donald Trump is in Louisville. Coming up on WKYT News at noon, I'll take you inside the convention center.
Still looking at the potential for strong, potentially severe storms. We have those knocking on our back door as we speak. I'm going to go over the latest forecast coming to you in just a few minutes.
This is WKYT News at noon.
Good afternoon from WKYT News. I'm Bill Bryant.
And I'm Barbara Bailey. March is coming in like a lion with a severe storm system expected to make its way through the bluegrass during the afternoon and evening hours.
We're tracking it right now. We've called WKYT First Alert Severe Weather Day to let you know when you can expect it in your neighborhood. Let's go to WKYT meteorologist Micah Harris live at our First Alert Weather Center with the latest on that. Micah?
Yeah, and the thing we talked about early this morning, noon to 6 p.m., noontime around 65 corridor. Here we are at noon around the I-65 corridor. It's heading eastbound. The good news here is that I wanted to show you on First Alert Defender live radar. Look down toward the southern half. Don't look back toward 65 just yet. Look down toward the southern half. This is some rain. It's not only giving us the clouds, but it's also stabilizing rather the atmosphere. What does that mean? It's taking away a lot of that energy that these storms had to move on in. So the good news here is we're getting some showers out ahead of that. Storms are moving on in. You're still going to get a line of strong thunderstorms. Don't get me wrong. You will get that. We're very confident in that. But also, we're going to be seeing that severe risk decrease just a bit as we go through time. The Storm Prediction Center now has taken off that slight risk across all of the region. We're under a marginal risk, which means there is a very slight chance of seeing an isolated severe storm or two. So there's still that chance, but it's decreased just a bit. So there's good news for us. But still, look out for some loud boomers as they slide on through. I'm going to talk timing coming up in just a few minutes.
Okay, we'll see you then with that. And it is a big day in the race for the White House, with voters heading to the polls in 12 states today. Most of the candidates are already focusing in on Kentucky as well, which holds its Republican caucus on Saturday.
And that includes Donald Trump, who will hold a rally later today in Louisville. WKYT's Sean Moody is outside the International Convention Center with a preview of that event. It's our top story at noon. Sean?
Hey there, Barb and Bill. In about 4 hours, Donald Trump is scheduled to begin that event here at the Kentucky International Convention Center in Louisville. It's one of 3 campaign stops he's scheduled to make today. And if you look through here, people are already starting to line up. There's a large line now starting to wrap around the convention center. Right about now, Mr. Trump is scheduled to begin speaking at Port Columbus International Airport in Ohio. After he wraps up that event, he'll head here to Louisville for the event at the Kentucky International Convention Center at 4. After this speech, he'll head on to Palm Beach, Florida for his final Super Tuesday event. There's already a line waiting to get into the convention center. Some people said they'd been here since the early hours of the morning.
We are on the verge of seeing something truly earth-shaking happening. Donald Trump is going to make changes to this country that's been needed to be changed for so long. Everything is going to be so much better.
Now again, that event will begin at 4 o'clock here at the Kentucky International Convention Center. Live in Louisville, Sean Moody, WKYT.
Sean, thank you. Ben Carson visited Kentucky yesterday, and Marco Rubio will hold an event Friday in Lexington. As of now, Ted Cruz and John Kasich do not have scheduled events in the state this week.
Well, Super Tuesday is the biggest single day of voting in the entire nominating process. 12 states, including Alaska, are heading to the polls today. And as Weijia Jiang reports from the campaign trail, the front-runners on both sides are hoping to erase any doubt that they're going to be their party's eventual nominees. She has our continuing coverage of our top story at noon.
Voters are lining up at polling stations on Super Tuesday in what is expected to be a record turnout. Polls show Donald Trump with a significant lead over his opponents in most of the 12 states holding Republican primaries and caucuses.
Trump, 49%.
But pollsters say those numbers may be low.
Because there are some people who still won't acknowledge they're supporting him, but they can't wait to vote for him.
Senator Ted Cruz believes he'll win his home state of Texas, hoping to make it a two-man race.
What we will see, I believe, is Donald Trump and me coming out both with a significant chunk of delegates and everyone else far behind.
Democrats are already in a two-person contest, and Hillary Clinton is hoping to land a knockout blow to Senator Bernie Sanders. Sanders voted early this morning in his home state of Vermont, but he's looking for more than votes tonight.
The goal of today is to end up with as many delegates as we possibly can.
There are 859 delegates at stake for the Democrats, but polls show Clinton with a lead of 20 points or more in 6 southern states. Clinton has already shifted some of her focus to the general election.
I will stand up and fight for you throughout this campaign, no matter who the Republicans nominate.
Clinton will hold a rally in Florida tonight. The Sunshine State votes on March 15th. Weijia Jiang, CBS News, Washington.
And Donald Trump and Marco Rubio will also be holding Super Tuesday celebrations in Florida tonight.
Other news now, a Lexington murder case is moving forward. Clarence Taylor is accused of gunning down LaRoz Mitchell outside the Camelot East Strip Club on Richmond Road last month. During today's hearing, police testified that he admitted to the crime. WKYT's Mike Byer is outside the Fayette County Court complex now with the latest.
Murder suspect Clarence Taylor showed no emotion as a Lexington detective testified against the 24-year-old, saying Taylor admitted to him that he shot and killed LaRoz Mitchell.
Myself and Detective Brisson made contact with him. He was read his Miranda rights. He acknowledged that he understood his rights and stated that he had shot and killed LaRoz Mitchell.
That was the statement given this morning during Detective Reed Bull's testimony. The preliminary hearing lasted about 30 minutes before Judge Kim Wilkie waived the case to a grand jury. Taylor has been charged with murder after officers arrested him last Wednesday. Police say 2 distinctive characteristics helped them identify Taylor as the murder suspect. Witnesses described the shooter as a very short man who went by the nickname Pootie. According to an arrest warrant, the 24-year-old shot Mitchell after they started fighting outside Camelot East Gentlemen's Club on Richmond Road back on February 19th. Investigators tell us that Mitchell was shot in the chest and the leg.
Mr. Taylor refused to get back in the car despite the victim's repeated apologies for the assault. Upon exiting the vehicle to encourage the suspect to get back in the car, the known witness advised that's when he observed Mr. Taylor discharge a firearm multiple times, killing the victim.
Now investigators still don't know what led to the fight and why Mitchell was killed. In Lexington, Mike Byer, WKYT.
Taylor's bond has been set at $250,000. The radioactive waste that was illegally dumped at a central Kentucky landfill continues to cause unease in the community. Tonight, concerned citizens can ask questions during a public forum. The Estill County Judge Executive says preliminary results of air and water tests near the landfill show everything is normal. But many people still want to know how this was allowed to happen and why it took so long to discover it. Tonight's forum is at 6 o'clock at Estill County High School.
Another fundraiser is being held today for a Lexington firefighter who is battling cancer. Matt Logsdon is back in Louisville now after undergoing his first round of treatments in Chicago. Lexington's Double H Barbecue out on Versailles Road is donating 10% of its sales to the Logsdon family today. Well, it won't officially be open for a couple of weeks, but today we got a sneak peek inside a new, large outdoor sporting goods store.
The finishing touches are being made to Cabela's in Hamburg. The 72,000 square foot store is located at Conservation Way near Costco. It's equipped inside with all kinds of unique taxidermy, an archery range, and a gun library. There's a 41-gallon tank with different varieties of fish, all from Kentucky. Also, a 9-pound bass is what you're going to find there, too. The general manager says they want people who love the outdoors to get the full experience.
We want you to live and breathe the outdoors, so you get a full outdoor experience with us. We're going to offer firearms, camping, we have clothing, fishing, gifts, so we have a wide assortment, something for everyone who appreciates the outdoors.
Now, the first 500 people in line will be entered into a gift card giveaway. The prizes range from $50 to $500. Cabela's in Lexington opens Wednesday, March 16th at 10 o'clock.
And employing lots of people as well. All right, keep it here on WKYT. The top Republicans in the U.S. Senate are squaring off with President Obama over a replacement for Supreme Court Justice Antonin Scalia. We'll have the latest on that coming up on Kentucky's #1 Midday News.
Also ahead, a new PBS documentary will explore country icon Loretta Lynn's Appalachian musical roots. We'll have a preview next on WKYT.
Welcome back to WKYT News at noon. We're tracking a breaking news alert right now in Mercer County. Part of the Bluegrass Parkway is closed down, and this is due to a deadly crash.
Now, the crash in the westbound lanes near the 53-mile marker. State police and the coroner are on the scene. No other information about that crash has been released at this point. We have a crew on the way to the scene, and we'll bring you updates on the air and on WKYT.com.
Friends, family, and fellow officers are paying tribute this noon hour to a Virginia police officer who was shot and killed on her very first day on the job. A public funeral service for Officer Ashley Gwendon is underway in Woodbridge, Virginia. Gwendon was one of 3 officers shot Saturday while responding to a domestic violence call. The other 2 officers are expected to survive. Army Staff Sergeant Ronald Hamilton is charged with murder along with several other counts. President Obama is meeting with Senate Republican leaders at the White House here at midday to discuss the Supreme Court seat left vacant by the death of Justice Antonin Scalia. The White House says the president is intending to make a nomination, but is still reviewing recommendations from his legal team and advisors. Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell of Kentucky argues that that decision should be made after this president leaves office and a new one is sworn in. This year's Academy Awards was not a big winner in the ratings.
According to Nielsen, 34.3 million people tuned into the ceremony Sunday night. That's a drop from the 37.3 million people who watched last year's show. It's the smallest audience since 2008, despite widespread praise for host Chris Rock and how he handled the Oscars diversity controversy. Still, the numbers show it will easily remain television's top-rated non-sports program of the year. We'll learn a lot more about the coal miner's daughter in a new PBS documentary. Loretta Lynn, Still a Mountain Girl, debuts on the American Masters series this Friday. Lynn says she's been singing since she was born and recalls growing up in Butcher Holler, Kentucky in the 1930s. With her daddy playing the banjo, her mama playing the guitar, a lot of great memories. She says nearly everyone in her holler could sing or play an instrument. Lynn's first new studio album in more than a decade, Full Circle, also comes out Friday.
A large housing development is planned for a Lexington neighborhood, but not all its neighbors are welcoming the proposal. We'll break down the plans coming up at 12:30.
Those storms are now crossing over I-65. They're heading our direction. What can we expect out of these? And what does the hour-by-hour forecast show us? I'll have that coming up next. Still here on the First Alert Severe Weather Day, keep you updated on this line of strong storms moving across the region. We talked about this morning how this isn't an outbreak type of situation. It's actually on the opposite end of extremes. We're going to the low end of severe weather threat. Nonetheless, we are seeing a line really forming across 65, about to travel over 65 by 12:30, 12:45. Out ahead of that, we have some showers and a few rumbles of thunder. This is not your severe weather threat. This is your severe weather threat. This actually helps us. And remember, the severe weather threat is going to be very isolated. Most of this is your run-of-the-mill thunderstorms. Get a lot of lightning. There'll be loud boomers as they travel on through. Very heavy downpours and also some strong winds. Coming out of, say, 127 and 27, now over 27 at this moment as it travels through Pulaski County. This is heading toward the northeast Richmond. You're about to get some pretty good downpours here within the next 20 to 30 minutes. That's when the real heavy downpours start, but already seeing some sprinkles here and there. Mountain Parkway, you still have about 45 minutes before this batch moves right over you. And Winchester, Lexington, we're next in line here in the next 20 to 30 minutes. The good news is Storm Prediction Center is seeing what we're seeing as well, as this being a low-end severe weather threat. They have taken the slight risk area out of the equation for good. Slight risk is actually better than marginal risk in terms of will you see severe weather. So you take that out of the equation. This is the lowest end of severe weather that you can actually get from the Storm Prediction Center. Marginal risk across all of the region. So just keep in mind, most of this strong thunderstorms, you'll get 30, 40 mile per hour wind gusts out of these as they travel on through. Very heavy downpours. I mean, trust me, it's going to be torrential rain as these pass right over you. And it does look like we'll take that throughout the afternoon. Evening hours, though, it's long gone. We'll still have some showers, but in terms of the strong to potentially isolated severe threat, that'll be long gone by 6 p.m. So get off into the afternoons, kids coming home from school. Yeah, it might be a possibility of them having to go through that as they're coming on home. But remember, we're going to be seeing this pass through very quickly. Once it gets over you, it lasts 15, 20 minutes, and then it's long gone. It's a quick hitting system. And so once it passes through, a few showers there by the evening time. But look at the dip in temperatures from 1 p.m. to 8 p.m., 65 to 47. So get the storms out of the way, and then we're talking about looking toward the evening and nighttime hours. Temperatures drop big time, 32 there by midnight, and that's when you can get a few flakes, a few flurries going into tomorrow morning. None of that's going to accumulate, so no accumulation is expected. Don't forget, the timing on this around I-75 is in about an hour and a half to 2 hours. That'll put you roughly 2 p.m. around here on I-75, and that's going to be including Lexington, anywhere from 3 p.m. to about 6 p.m. for the eastern areas east of I-75. We get into Thursday, rain-snow mix, no big issues out of that. So all in all, I see no accumulating snow anytime soon. It's just about the storms today.
And sure like that long term out there, 70 degrees Monday. All right, look forward to that. All right, keep it here on WKYT. In just a moment, Lexington is putting on a show for its all-star visitors.
And the Kentucky Bigs try to get back in the game tonight. Dave Baker's next with sports.
And checking stocks as we head to break this afternoon, the major market indicators really climbing here at midday.
Whether or not it's an actual tweak or whether it's just one of those catchphrases John Calipari is putting out there, for opponents, there's no question that Kentucky's big men have to play better down the stretch than they did Saturday at Vanderbilt. Tonight, Florida will be fighting for its postseason life as the Cats come into the O-Dome, and they're coming off a loss on Saturday in which Marcus Lee's 9 points were the only ones scored by the Kentucky Bigs. Yesterday, John Calipari talked about those guys creating their own shots, but at the end of the day, there's only one way to turn around their play.
We've seen our big guys play pretty well, and then we've seen them struggling. It's almost like, okay, how do we get this more consistent? How do you build, your mentality, and you all know that comes from within.
Calipari said Derek Willis will not play tonight at Florida, but hopefully will be back for Saturday against LSU and Rupp. Well, he said he was back out on the court, but you still got to wonder. Cats just have to go to Gainesville without him tonight. Next to the last game of the regular season takes place down at Florida. 7 o'clock tip-off. It's on ESPN. For the second time in its 16-year history, the Lexington Legends will host the annual South Atlantic League All-Star Game this year on June 21st at Whitaker Bank Ballpark. Today, the Legends president and CEO Andy Shea announcing the festivities that will take place the week of the All-Star Game. Those activities include a chance for players to see American Pharaoh. The public has got a couple of concerts to go to. And just like any event like this in Lexington, the entire community, like title sponsor Paul Miller, is behind it.
And it really is just a huge 3-day celebration of Lexington, of the Lexington Legends, and we cannot wait to show off to the entire minor league baseball community, let alone the community that we live in, just how special and how great everything is here.
What's great about the All-Star event, not only with Paul Miller's association, but so many parts of Kentucky are part of this awesome weekend. And when everyone comes together, and America's pastime is baseball and Ford trucks, we're excited to kind of have everybody here and a part of it, and we wouldn't want to miss it for anything.
And we told you about it a couple of weeks ago, but it's now official. Steve Clinkscale, the new defensive backs coach at Kentucky, that was made official a little while ago. He replaces Derek Ansley, who went to Alabama. Much more on the Cats as they get set to take on the Gators a little bit later, guys. But for now, that's a look at sports on this Tuesday.
Okay, Dave, thank you very much.
And there's more to come in our next half hour of WKYT News at noon.
The teen accused of opening fire inside a high school near Cincinnati is facing a judge for the first time.
In just a few hours, leading Republican presidential candidate Donald Trump will speak right here in Louisville. I'll take you inside the convention center coming up.
Tonight's Mega Millions jackpot is $135 million. And tomorrow night's Powerball jackpot is $292 million.